Hello, and welcome to our Financial Aid for International Students information session. My name is Jessica Dominguez, and I am the Associate Director in the Financial Aid Office. In today's session, we will be covering a variety of topics, and our hope is that this presentation will give insight into your Financial Aid Award, as well as resources available to you while attending Pomona College. Today's topics will include Pomona's commitment to need-based financial aid, the different types of financial aid available, how your eligibility for financial aid was determined, how to read and understand your financial aid award, including the estimated family contribution and the cost of attendance. We'll also discuss the payment plan and change in circumstances, financial aid programs available at Pomona College, a directory of offices on campus who are available to assist you during your time at Pomona. And finally, we will discuss different ways to contact our office and your assigned financial aid counselor. Let's begin by reviewing Pomona's commitment to need-based financial aid. Pomona College is one of only a handful of schools nationwide that meet the full demonstrated need of all enrolling students without the use of loans. Through these generous practices, in the 2022-2023 school year, we awarded over $56 million of college funds towards need-based student scholarships. More than 56% of our students receive some form of financial aid. We will start by reviewing the main source of financial aid for international students at Pomona College. First, our colleges and universities. Here at Pomona College, we award need-based financial aid. Pomona provides institutional grants and/or scholarships based on the CSS profile and Pomona institutional policies. Institutional grants and/or scholarships are based on financial need and are not awarded due to academic merit or athletic ability, which we'll discuss shortly. Most of these grants and scholarships are the direct result of generous donations from alumni and friends of the college. Next are outside agencies. These are scholarships from agencies outside of Pomona. Outside scholarships from private organizations are a valuable resource to help students cover their educational cost. Outside scholarships must be reported to the Office of Financial Aid and will be integrated into your financial aid award. We encourage students to use free scholarship search engines to review outside scholarship opportunities. More information on outside scholarships, as well as links to scholarship search engines, can be found on our website. As mentioned, the main source of financial aid for international students is from the college and/or university. This type of financial aid is split into two categories: merit-based aid and need-based aid. As mentioned earlier, all financial aid at Pomona College is based on financial need. This type of aid is awarded solely based on the family's financial strength, specifically the family's income and investments and assets reported through the application process. Please note, you must reapply for need-based financial aid every year. Although Pomona College does not package loans to meet need, loans are available to help pay for college costs. Loans for international students will come from the college, which we'll discuss shortly. Lastly is work study. This is money earned by the student for work performed both on campus or off campus. Students can work up to 12 hours per week during the academic year and receive a biweekly paycheck for hours worked, which is paid directly to the student. More information regarding student employment for international students will be available at a later time. Next, we will discuss the Pomona College loan. Pomona offers limited loan funding available through the college to help meet your family's share of college expenses. Loan assistance requests can be made by completing the Pomona College loan application on our website. To be eligible, students need to meet the following criteria. Students must be enrolled full-time and in good academic standing, and students may not borrow more than $5,000 or the total of their family contribution, whichever is less. The maximum loan amount is set annually and may vary in future years. Your financial aid eligibility is based on two factors: the estimated cost of attendance and your estimated family contribution. The amount of financial aid you are eligible to receive is the difference between the cost of attendance and the expected family contribution. The two basic applications for financial aid are the free application for federal student aid for domestic students and the CSS profile for our international students. From these applications, the Office of Financial Aid determines what additional documentation is needed to accurately calculate a family's financial need. Some of this documentation may include providing copies of your family's tax documents and/or earning statements. The estimated family contribution is the sum of two main components: a standard student contribution for domestic students and a calculated parent contribution for our international students. As mentioned earlier, the difference between your EFC and the total cost of attendance is your financial need. This need is covered using grants and student employment funding. While loans are available to replace the family contribution, Pomona does not use them to meet the family's financial need, as is done at many schools. When you receive your financial aid award, read through the information carefully and reach out to our office with any questions. The estimated family contribution, also known as EFC, is the total amount parents and the non-custodial parent, if applicable, can be expected to contribute towards educational cost. To determine your parent contribution, the following factors are closely examined: parents' income information reported during the application process, the current value of household assets, the total number of members currently in your family's household, and finally, the number of siblings enrolled in undergraduate study. The computation makes allowances for necessary family expenditures, such as reasonable living cost, college savings for younger siblings, retirement contributions, as well as taxes and medical expenses. It also protects a portion of your family's assets for unforeseen family emergencies. The cost of attendance is an estimated average amount that 1 year of study at Pomona College will cost. It also represents the maximum amount a student can receive in financial aid. The cost of attendance includes tuition, fees, room and board, books and supplies, personal expenses, and travel. While tuition, fees, room and board are fixed and referred to as direct costs, you do have control over your estimated costs, also referred to as indirect costs. Now that we've discussed Pomona's commitment to need-based financial aid, the different types and sources of financial aid available, how your eligibility for financial aid was determined, and the estimated family contribution, we'll now take a few moments to explain how to read and understand your financial aid award, often referred to as your offer of financial aid. If you completed your financial aid application and submitted all required materials prior to the deadline, you should have received a copy of your financial aid award via the Pomona portal. The first section of your financial aid award will provide you with information regarding the cost of attendance, as mentioned in the previous slide. This section includes both direct cost as well as indirect cost. On the left side of the cost of attendance section, you will see the direct costs. As mentioned earlier, direct costs are set costs charged by Pomona College for tuition, student body fees, and room and board, often referred to as housing and the meal plan. On the right side of the cost of attendance section, you will see the estimated indirect costs. The indirect costs are expenses incurred as a result of attendance that the student and/or family may pay to a third party, such as a bookstore or online. The amounts listed are estimates to assist you and your family when planning for educational costs. The second section of your financial aid award will provide you with your expected family contribution, often referred to as EFC. As mentioned earlier, this is the amount you and your parents should anticipate paying toward direct and indirect costs for the academic year. Please note, international students do not have a student contribution. Outside scholarships and loans may be used to meet your contribution. The last section of your financial aid award will provide you with information regarding the total amount of financial aid you are receiving, which includes grants and student employment funding. The grants listed on your award may vary and are determined based on eligibility. The total amount of gift aid you are receiving in the form of Pomona College scholarships and grants is a source of funding that does not need to be repaid. Gift aid is applied directly to your student account to assist with paying for your direct costs, including tuition fees, housing, and the meal plan. Next, we'll discuss the net cost. The net cost is the actual amount you and your family will need to pay to Pomona College to cover your educational expenses, and is the amount that is charged on your student account for the academic year. This amount is the difference between your total direct cost and the gift aid that you are receiving, as mentioned in the previous slide. Prior to the start of each semester, the Student Accounts Office issues an invoice for tuition, fees, housing, meal plan, and medical insurance. The Office of Financial Aid works with Student Accounts Office to apply your scholarships and loans to your charges. If you have reported outside scholarships or tuition benefits, the Office of Financial Aid will also provide information on your statement, and these types of resources are split evenly between the fall and spring semesters. Once we receive payment from an outside organization, the scholarship or tuition benefit will become an actual credit against your charges. The monthly payment plan allows families to spread the cost of tuition, room and board, and student body fees over the academic year. There are 4 billing installments per semester for a total of 8 payments for the academic year. Payments are due at the beginning of each billing month. No interest is charged, and students are automatically enrolled in the payment plan. Families wishing to opt out and pay the full semester cost up front may do so via the tuition payment agreement form that must be completed by students no later than July 1st. Fall semester payments begin August 1st and end November 1st. Spring semester payments begin January 2nd and end April 1st. Miscellaneous charges such as parking citations, health center fees, and other charges are due and payable in the month billed. These charges are not spread over your monthly payments. The college uses the service CashNet to process billing. Electronic statements are generated monthly through the 11th of the month. Fall charges are posted to the student account in July and will appear on the July statement, which is due August 1st. Next, we will discuss the change in circumstances and how you and your family can work with our office to discuss your situation. Some students and their families experience unique circumstances that affect their ability to pay their college costs. This might include unusually high, unreimbursed medical and/or dental expenses, a significant loss of income due to job loss or change in employment, or even a death of a parent. And finally, elder care and/or family care expenses not already reported in the application materials submitted to our office. Students whose families are experiencing these or similar situations are encouraged to contact the Office of Financial Aid for a reevaluation of their financial aid eligibility. As part of the review, the staff will likely request additional documentation that reflects the updated scenario before determining whether an adjustment should be made to the family contribution. In cases where your request does not qualify for additional grant aid, the Office of Financial Aid can help a family review other resources or educational loans to cover costs. To submit a change in circumstances for review, please submit the change in circumstances form, attach a written statement detailing the family circumstances, and submit supporting documentation regarding the circumstances to our office. There are several Pomona College funded grants and program opportunities for students who are on financial aid. We will highlight a few of the programs administered by the Office of Financial Aid here. The Startup Grant is based upon your financial aid eligibility and is intended to assist students with substantial financial need. If eligible, your offer of financial aid would have included a one-time startup grant in the amount of $500. This grant is provided to students to help with expenses that may include but are not limited to books, supplies, personal expenses, and other miscellaneous expenses you may incur as you begin your first semester here at Pomona. This grant will be issued to you in the form of a check to give you immediate access to these funds. More information is provided to students at a later time. All international students are required to enroll in the Student Health Insurance Plan, also referred to as SHIP. Pomona College Financial Aid will automatically package you with the Pomona Medical Grant to cover the total cost of the health insurance premium. For additional information, please visit the Student Health Insurance Program SHIP website. The Bookstore Credit is an award that is provided by financial aid and made available to you through the Huntley Bookstore. The award is for $50 per semester, $100 for the academic year. The amount you spend will be deducted from your original award amount. You can use this bookstore credit at the Huntley Bookstore located in the Pomona College's library to purchase books, supplies, materials, textbook authorization codes, and other things such as notebooks, pens, highlighters, or calculators. The last thing we'll discuss is the physical educational courses or required class fees to meet instructional, facility, and/or equipment costs. Students who qualify for need-based financial aid are eligible for Pomona Grant Assistance to cover Pomona PE course fees. PE course fees taken at other Claremont colleges are not covered by Pomona Grant Assistance. Course fees associated with academic courses at Pomona or the other 5 Cs and joint program courses are automatically covered with grant assistance if you are receiving need-based financial aid. We've provided you with a lot of information during this informative session. With that said, you may have questions regarding which office you should contact, and that really depends on the type of question or questions you have. So let's go over who to contact. You'll want to contact financial aid for questions about your offer of financial aid, student employment amount and restrictions, outside scholarships, missing financial aid documents, change in circumstances, reapplying for financial aid, the financial aid FNAID 47 portal, and loan options. You'll want to contact the student accounts office for questions about your monthly payment plan, your Pomona College invoice, the tuition payment agreement, Pomona's billing service, CashNet, payment options available, and lastly, any questions about refunds. And finally, you'll want to contact the Dean of Students office for any questions about the student health insurance plan, questions pertaining to housing, and finally, questions regarding food services on campus. You can view all of the information discussed in this presentation on our website at www.pomona.edu/financial aid, as well as our Understanding Your Financial Aid Guide linked in your current award letter. Our office is happy to answer any questions you may have. Please feel free to contact our office via email at financial.aid@pomona.edu or give us a call at 909-621-8205. If you're on campus, you can always drop by our office for an in-person visit as well. We are located on the first floor of Sumner Hall and are open Monday through Friday from 8 to noon, and again from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Our office is also on social media. Give us a follow by searching for FNAID 47 on all social media outlets. Lastly, if you'd like to contact your financial aid counselor directly, you can find out who your counselor is on the second page of your award letter, located in the second paragraph. You'll find the name of your counselor as well as their Calendly link to schedule an appointment. We've made it to the end of our session. Thank you for joining us. We hope this information was very helpful.